Okay, and okay, and this is nowhere close to being the legal advice, but I got it down as two stuff. I don't even know if anybody's hearing this, but I'm gonna give my take on self-defense shootings. Two things that come to mind with me is the most two important things, or two of the most important things, is what they say is what is happening in the moment. Of course, that means if you have to self-defend, what is happening in the moment at the time of you self-defending? And the other thing is it reasonable? A little example: if I am a 6'3", 50 pound hulking dude, and I am going to try to beat up a frail 60, 85-year-old dude with a cane, and he self defends by using you know, that is reasonable because it says you have to be in fear for your life of a great bodily harm. That is reasonable. That person will do bodily harm to that other frail older person. So that can make it justifiable. Again, of course, I ain't no lawyer. I'm just spitballing here. So if you're carrying a weapon for self-defense, you need to know at least the basics of what your engagement rules of engagement is, and escalation of force, and how far you can go. You can't, in general, if somebody swings on you, pull out your legally registered firearm, and you know, because that will probably be a violation of you went a little too far. That doesn't rise to the level of deadly force. Again, just spitballing. I'm not a lawyer, but I've been seeing been looking at this thing for years as lawyers and YouTubers kind of, map out what self defense is. You hear a lot on some of these channels that are very big on this, and they get put out a lot of good information. I'm just saying, if you're carrying, you should really educate yourself, excuse me, in the rules of engagement, and of course, train, get your ammo. Black women, all women, but especially black women, should be armed. Should be armed. You can get your training. I just went to the range today. There were women in there. Got quite a few black women in there training. Had their, husbands, brothers, or whatever, training them up. Some were trained shooting better than I was, which is not a hard thing to do. So get your guns, get your training, and stay armed, stay healthy. Howdy.